Hello! So, what does learning to drive have to do with learning how to use apostrophes? Well, I didn't learn to drive till I was 30. I was rubbish at it because I was so old. I failed my test 3 times, but now I drive over 30,000 miles every year. I've never had an accident, never been caught speeding. I'm an incredibly safe driver at the minute, and I now find it very, very easy. And that's the position I want to get you to with apostrophes. Now, apostrophes are really easy. You basically have to ask yourself 2 questions. Do I need to show that there is an owner in the sentence? Do I need to show that? If I do, I'm going to use an apostrophe. And then if I need to use the apostrophe, where do I put it? I put the apostrophe after the word that names the owner. Okay, so here's my sentence. How many lions roar? Question number 1. Do I need to show that there is an owner? Well, does anything own anything else in that sentence? No. The lions just roar. They don't own anything. I don't need an apostrophe, and therefore the one without the apostrophe is correct. And hopefully I've got it right. Okay, number 2. The dog's lead is long. Which one of those do you think is correct? Well, I go to number 1. Do I need to show that there is an owner? Let's have a look. The dog's lead is long. Yeah, in that sentence, that dog owns that lead. Okay, number 2, put the apostrophe after the name of the owner. Right, what's the name of the owner? The owner is dog. It's the dog's lead. Okay, so after the name, that's not after the name of the owner. That says the owner is dogs. So it can't be that one. Yet the name of the owner is dog. I'm going to pick that. It is correct. Okay, oh dear, right, I'll just scroll this up. I obviously got quite ambitious here. Right, the people's noses were long. Right, is there an owner? Do I need to show it? Yes. Is it people or peoples that's the owner? Well, it's noses. It would be unusual for people, one person to own noses. So I need people's noses. Noses don't own anything in this, so noses doesn't need the apostrophe. So I'm looking for peoples with an apostrophe. Okay, well there's peoples with an apostrophe, but here also is peoples with an apostrophe. Does it go after the S or before it? Well, put the apostrophe after the word that names the owner. Okay, the owner is people. Yep, the noses belong to the people. So the apostrophe has to go after people. So is it this one or is it that one? Well, we've already decided noses don't own anything. Whoops. So it was that one. It was number 6. That one was the correct one. People's own, noses don't. All right, another ambitious one. The elephants played with their trunks. Okay, well, this is a bit of a trick one. Do I need to show that there is an owner? Well, let's have a look. Who owns what here? Yep, the elephants own the trunks. Right, there is an owner. But here's the trick. The possessive pronoun there already says the elephants own the trunks. Therefore, I don't need an apostrophe to show the elephants are an owner because that already does it for me. So I'll tick that. That is now correct because we don't need the apostrophe. Okay. James's house was empty. So this again is a little bit tricky. Do I need to show there is an owner? Yes. James owns the house. Okay. I put the apostrophe after the word that names the owner. Well, that name is James. So the apostrophe has to go after James. So it can't go there because that would say the owner is Jame. All right, but now I've got this question. Is it James's or is it just James? Well, how would I pronounce it? I wouldn't say James' house was empty. I'm saying James's house was empty. So it must be that one. Phew, that was lucky. Right, next one. The sewer's smells were disgusting. Okay, do I need to show there is an owner? Yes, the sewers own the smells in this sentence, not in real life, but in the sentence it does, or they do. Okay, the name of the owner is the name sewer or is the name sewers? Well, there's lots of smells coming. We can probably assume there's lots of sewers, so the name is probably sewers. Do the smells own anything? Not in this sentence, it just says they were disgusting. So smells doesn't need an apostrophe, but the word sewers does. So that one's got sewers with the apostrophe, none for smells. That's going to be the right one. Okay, let's do this one. The children's games were violent. Who owns what? Well, the children in this sentence own the games, so my owner is going to be children. The name of my owner isn't children's, so the apostrophe has to go after children. So that one could be right, and so could that one. Do games own anything in this sentence? No. So the children's games were violent. That one's going to be correct. Okay, here's a mega one. The troop of monkeys' calls were loud. So this is rather difficult. So who's my owner here? It's the monkeys. I know it's lots of monkeys because it's a troop. So it must be a troop of monkeys. The owner must be monkeys. Do the calls own anything? No, they were just loud. So it's only monkeys that needs the apostrophe. But we've decided the owner is monkeys and not monkey. This one says the owner is monkey, and that's why the apostrophe there. This one says the owner is monkeys, that's why the apostrophe is there. So this is going to be the correct one. Phew. Okay, now we get some easier ones. Hopefully this will be quite easy for you. I'll just shut up and let you choose. Okay, which one did you choose? Hopefully you identified that there is an owner, which is the girl. The birthday doesn't own anything. And the owner isn't girls because it's just birthday, and if you had more than one girl, it would have to be birthdays. So that must be the right answer. And finally, do I need to show that there is an owner? The bears eat a lot. Well, in that sentence, nothing is owning anything else, is it? It's just what the bears do. Therefore, I don't need an apostrophe. And the answer is number 3. So there we go. I've managed to get 90% because we timed out on one of them. That's the way you test yourself. Can you remember what it is you have to ask yourself? What were the 2 things? Test yourself now. What are the 2 things you need to ask yourself? Right, there they are. Do I need to show that there is an owner? And put the apostrophe after the word that names the owner. So now that you've done that, you should never make another mistake with the possessive pronoun. The only way to find out, though, is to practice. And the best site that I found for practicing is actually Bristol University. They improve your writing, and they do this for their own university students, so you're not an idiot if you can't use an apostrophe. You just lack practice. And so you can see any kind of grammar you can practice here. Let's scroll down a bit. Using the apostrophe, there it is, number 11, and you get some multiple choices. Brilliant ways for you to practice what you just learned. That is the key. Remember, I was a rubbish driver 3 times in a row, failed 3 tests, and now it's as easy as pie.